Good Sunday morning. This week we saw some good news in the economy, inflation cooling, and more signs the 2024 campaign is heating up, which we're going to get to. But the biggest story of the week was in Lithuania, where members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization met to expand the coalition and discuss their alliance and even expand the scope of NATO's focus, perhaps to Asia. President Biden's work with NATO may be judged by history as some of the most consequential decisions of his presidency. 16 months into the war in Ukraine, Russia is actually much weaker, and the NATO alliance President Putin hoped would crumble now borders almost the entire Baltic Sea. Even as Ukraine runs low on ammunition and awaits NATO admission for itself, President Biden predicted the alliance would help the invaded nation outlast Putin on the battlefield.
Putin's already lost the war. Putin has a real problem. How does he move from here? What does he do?
Still, perhaps the most remarkable part of all this is how Biden has succeeded in rallying NATO nations to help fight a proxy war between Ukraine and Russia without putting any American boots on the ground or any NATO boots on the ground, instead adding to the Ukrainian arsenal. Just this week, the U.S. made cluster munitions that many countries and even some U.S. lawmakers oppose. 5 years after President Donald Trump stood next to Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, Finland, and came to his defense on 2016 election interference, President Biden went to that same world capital, which is now a NATO ally, and promised unity against the Russian president and tried to reassure the world the U.S. commitment was a lasting one.
I absolutely guarantee it. There is no question. There's overwhelming support from the American people. There's overwhelming support from the members of the Congress, both House and Senate, and both parties, notwithstanding the fact there's some extreme elements of one party. We will stand together.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.